What if I told you that you're wasting a lot more time in DaVinci Resolve than you need to? Today I will show you 6 tips that saved me hours across my projects. You know when you've done a rough cut and your entire timeline is just holes everywhere? I used to manually drag every clip into place, losing time and motivation. But did you know that you can fix it with just one click? On the edit page, choose your footage and go to edit. Then just click delete gaps and boom! What? Yes, Resolve will instantly remove all the empty spaces between clips and close everything up. If you use it once, you won't be able to live without it. I won't believe how much time I lost not knowing it. Tip number 2 is not tweaking the same thing over and over again for each clip. Let's say you've added transform, changed the zoom and maybe added a drop shadow to one clip. And you want to apply those settings to 5, 10 or even 100 other clips. Instead of doing it manually every time, select the clip that already looks the way you want. Press Ctrl+C to copy it. Then select the new clip or multiple clips and press Alt+V. This opens Paste Attributes. Here you can choose exactly what you want to copy. Choose what you want and hit Apply. All of your clips update in one go. I use this constantly for things like centering my footage or on-screen pop-ups, so I can focus on the story and not editing everything separately. If you're not using Alt+V yet, this one alone can save you a ridiculous amount of time. Tip number 3 is about reordering your clips without dragging them around with mouse every single time. You know that situation when you're building a sequence and you decide you need to swap 2 neighboring clips? You drag one clip to make space for the other, and if you're lucky, it just costs you time. But when the timeline is already complex, you can easily mess up other clips or sound effects. But there is a much faster way. Instead of dragging, you can simply swap the selected clip with the one on the left or on the right using a shortcut. By default, the shortcuts are Ctrl+Shift+comma to swap the clip with the one on the left, and Ctrl+Shift+period to swap with the clip on the right. To remember it easier, you can treat angle brackets on the buttons as arrows pointing left or right. Resolve will swap their positions, keeping the timing of your edit intact, without gaps or overlaps. Once you get used to swapping clips with shortcuts and not dragging, it's really hard to go back. Tip number 4 is my favorite for bigger projects, like my Cinematic Iceland series. I had over 900 clips ready to use in my film, and one thing that saved me from days of work were stacked timelines. If you've never used them, think of it like having 2 timelines open at once, one above the other. To use it, you just need to go to the timeline panel options and enable stacked timelines. Then click the small icon in the corner and a second timeline will appear. This is amazing because you can drag shots, music or sound effects from one timeline into the other without going back and forth between them. Apart from big projects, I also find it very useful for shorts and vertical content. I can create a more dynamic composition by looking at the source timeline all the time. Tip number 5 is small but makes a big difference, especially when you're working with graphics, text or you want to be sure about your framing, and it's simply changing the color of your viewer background. By default, the viewer background in Resolve is pure black and it can sometimes be misleading. You might frame your footage thinking that it looks perfect until you export it and suddenly it's slightly off-center with a black bar on the edge of your image. What I like to do is to set the background to a different color that is easily visible at first glance. You can do this in the viewer settings. Pick a slightly brighter color so you can clearly see the edges of your frame. This way you can catch mistakes early and avoid exporting something with weird borders. It's one of those set it once kind of tips that improves your whole editing experience. And tip number 6 is render presets. If you're exporting to YouTube, you should not be rebuilding your export settings every time. Here's how I handle it. I have a preset for my main 4K video exports and a separate preset for vertical content like shorts or reels. You set it up once in the deliver page, choose your codec, resolution, bitrate, audio settings, all the boring stuff, then save it as a custom preset. Next time it's literally one click. It sounds simple, but we often spend the most time on the simplest tasks instead of automating them. Those are 6 small changes that made a huge difference at how fast I can edit in DaVinci Resolve. If you want to go deeper into building a smooth workflow in DaVinci Resolve, click here. I've made a full video that goes through my entire process, from the backup to export. Also, if you found this helpful, consider subscribing. I'm making more Resolve and filmmaking videos. Thanks for watching and remember, let your films be shot by reality.